Welcome inside Doak Campbell Stadium, where preparations are underway for Saturday's conference opener between the Florida State Seminoles and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. The Seminoles looking to avoid a repeat performance and losing to the Demon Deacons, who have won 4 out of 6 in this series. Florida State looking forward to opening up conference play, and they realize how important it will be to win this game, not only as a conference game, but also an interdivisional game.
We have some big shoes to fill. We have a lot of high expectations, and it's been that way for the last past year. And now it's time to put all the excuses away and to really fill those shoes. So it's very critical for us as an organization, for our conference and also to show the nation that we can be contenders this year.
Very important, because it's a conference game, and and they're in the way of one of our goals, that we came together, to talk about as a team. We want to be ACC champs, and they're ACC team, and we have to beat them in order to get our goals. So that's what we're looking to do.
This is a new team. We got a new attitude this year, and I feel that like everybody real focused and just ready to play. We taking this 1 week at a time, and Wake is in our way.
Wake Forest Demon Deacons present a different challenge for the Florida State offense as they employ a 3-4 defensive scheme, something you see quite a bit in the NFL, not as much in the college game.
They come with blitzes from everywhere, so it's pretty much just we're going to have to focus in a whole lot this week before Saturday comes, just to try to get looks through and, just trying to understand everything and, it's really all about being patient and working with our eyes, because we can slip up at any time on blitzes and get the other team a clean shot on our quarterback, and that's one thing we don't want to do. We want to protect him, so he can just look down the field and trust that our receivers will get open, because I believe that we will, and he believes that we will. So it's just all about protecting him.
Anytime you play, a team that's well coached, guys that are going to be in their drop zones where they're supposed to be, and that makes it not necessarily easy, but better for you as an offensive player, because where they're going to be lined up. You just got to recognize the coverage, and that's where they'll be. So I think we'll definitely we got to go out there and do what we're supposed to do.
Definitely. I'm really excited for this game, because this way all of it come out, that this what they can tell the playmakers and stuff like that. So I'm tuning in this week, and we trying to go out there and get this win.
Florida State head coach Jimbo Fisher was complimentary of the work of head coach Jim Grobe, and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons head coach believes they'll be up for the challenge this Saturday.
They're considered maybe the best front seven in college football right now. Real aggressive guys, run to the ball well. But we know what Florida State's going to bring to the table. They have great talent, and they're very well coached. That's what you lose sometimes. These guys don't just have great talent, but they're very well coached.
We're big-time underdogs every time we play them, as well. So that just gives us, advantage when we're out there playing with a chip on our shoulder and things like that. But, winning the past 4 out of 6, that gives us confidence, playing each year, knowing that we beat them in the past, we can do it again.
Joined now by Seminoles.com's Brandon Meller. Brandon, it's hard to believe that Wake Forest has the advantage 4-6 in the last 6 meetings. You can't take anything away from them. They're good, sound football players who come in and they play physical ball.
And they have a lot of guys on the team are from Florida, so it's extra special for them to come play at Florida State, especially in Tallahassee, so it's a big deal. We talk a lot about that 4-6 record against Wake Forest last couple games, but FSU the last 3 has really been in it. Even last year, lose 35-30. Get your backup quarterback in there. You have a lot of turnovers. You're still in that game. The year before that, 31-0. So Florida State, even though that record over the last 10 has not looked so good, you kind of have some high hopes still, because they still have talent. They still on paper are a better team, but that doesn't matter on Saturday. When the whistle blows and you're in between the lines, it's all about who wants it more. And Wake Forest, at least last year, wanted it more. So FSU needs to come out firing on all cylinders and start the ACC play with a bang, because this is huge. This is a must-win this early in the season.
Jimbo Fisher mentioned this week on his call-in show that he believes that this Wake Forest offense is starting to orchestrate a little bit more like Clemson that we saw last year. How big of a challenge will that present for the Florida State defense?
It's a big one, and you credit Wake Forest for doing what they need to do to get their guys in space, make the most of what they have on their roster. And for Wake Forest, it all goes through Tanner Price and Michael Campanaro. The guy is fantastic in the slot, leads the nation in catches per game. He's coming off a career game, an ACC receiver of the week, so he can play. And you can't overlook a guy like that. Being able to find holes in the defense, even if your defense is as good as Florida State's is, you can find those holes because you can't cover every spot on the field. So it's a challenge for the Noles, their first challenge of the year, and I know we're all looking forward forward to seeing how they perform against a much better opponent.
Maybe the one weakness for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, they're very thin on their offensive line. Will this game be one up front for the Seminoles?
I think so. You lose Brandon Jenkins, but we know Tank Carradine is a very capable player. We know Bjorn Warner's fantastic. Ant McLeod is back. We know they're still deep there. They got a lot of talent. Wake Forest, has not seen a defense like FSU so far either. Wins against Liberty in North Carolina. It's not the same as what they'll be facing on Saturday. For both teams, a lot to prove and a lot on the line.
Seminoles.com is your home for complete coverage of Florida State and Wake Forest. Make sure you bookmark Seminoles.com/game day. It's got all of the information that you'll need for following the contest. Tickets are still available. You can get those right now, Seminoles.com/tickets and 1-888-FSU-NOLE. You don't want to miss this one. We got a military flyover as it's Military Appreciation Day inside of Doak Campbell Stadium, so make sure you're here early for the conference opener. For Seminoles.com, I'm Ryan Pinsey.